We'll wait for this thing to get a few people on. It says it's live, but it's not showing anything yet. Show 59. Hey, Jeff Graham, how are you, bud? All right, got a few of them popping on. Zachary, what's going on, man? All right, welcome to show number 59. Thanks for joining in tonight. It's every day is like Christmas here. We get more and more production parts. Tonight's show will be parts that some have seen, some have not seen. We post a couple of these things on Instagram the last couple of days. And then we've got a walk around video with a production car as well that Daniel will show on this screen over here. So I want to thank everybody for the hard work they've been doing, all the engineering team, all the sales guys, the administrative staff, everybody that's been working hard here, keeping this thing rolling, and we're closing on it for sure. There's this funny video that Daniel found, and you got this from SkyTech Photo, and he's done a couple of videos. The one was pretty cool a few weeks ago where he did the El Diablo with the gun rack in the back of it, military style. So thanks for keeping fun with us, and we'll continue for more cool stuff. So the El Jefe will be at the Sand Sports Super Swap this weekend on Saturday. I believe it's a Saturday show. So anybody that wants to stop by and take a look at that, that is one of our pre-production prototype vehicles, but at least it has seats and all the stuff. You really get to see what the body looks like, what the replica headlights. Everybody's giving us a hard time for this one with the stickers and stuff on it. But obviously now people are starting to see production lights, and that is a very, very long process that goes through some of that stuff. Tailgates. I know there's a lot of Polaris and Can-Am owners that want to know what the back of this is going to look like. So I want to make sure they got a good view of the Speed UTV. And that is the tailgate. And this is the inside panel of the tailgate. And there is a structure inside of it. But those are the cup holders that we talked about a long time ago. We talked about being able to pull the tailgate down and be able to put stuff in the cup holders. And then these are obviously structural supports in there. And there's where the handle's at. So these processes are long processes. I know everybody knows that does manufacturing. Hood and the air scoop here in the front, and with the mesh in it. So there is the actual hood, and these are plastics, obviously, for fitment. Doors. So this would be the right-hand passenger door handle. Or door, and the handle will obviously be in this section here, and this is the pocket, like your door pocket on your passenger vehicle. I think that's the first in the industry, built in by a production vehicle. This is obviously the back seat one, so this would be on an El Jefe. This is the back seat, and those are your speaker holes for, where'd they go? They were here a few minutes ago. Speakers. I don't know where they went.
Tailgate going to be strong enough to sit on?
Well, of course, the tailgate. Tailgate be strong enough for 2 people to sit on. Thank you, Jeff. And these hot rods right here from Kicker will drop into these holes right here. So speakers in the doors. So when you're at the hill at Oldsmobile or Comp or wherever you're, swing set or wherever you're hanging out, you could open up your doors, and that gives a sound outside, not just inside. And when you're inside, it's right there next to you, so you should be able to hear it pretty good. And there was a massive bass that was over here. It's back over there as well. Nice Kicker 10-inch bass. So want to thank those guys for coming on board and making us some pretty cool products. Front headlights. I know in the very, very beginning, we showed you what we wanted the style to look like. I know a lot of people kind of made fun of us of having a truck bed in the beginning. And obviously, we rolled into this process. The things looked pretty sweet, and it flowed right into a truck bed. But here is the headlights as we envisioned them all the way back when Jeff was working on the body work. We were working on headlights and kind of how we wanted them, and they were drawn, and the production ones came out absolutely killer. So this is a production headlight. These are the outside lights, and Jeff also laid them in there so you can kind of see. But you got the two headlights here, and that represents that. This is the under grill glow, and that is the lit up Speed S. And I know it looks like it's smiling here, but these are actually the tail lights as it rolls around the corner there. So we have the left and right tail lights. But I really wanted, when we were discussing, what we wanted the body to look like, I really liked the projectors, being able to see those. And Daniel, do you know? I don't know, and I should know. Are they LED or HID? And I don't know. That's a question that I don't know. So I will get you that question, and maybe you can send a note over right now and see if you can get one, and I can answer it towards the end of the show.
What do you want them to be?
Huh?
What do you want them to be?
Bright.
That's what we asked for.
They have high and low, so obviously high beam, low beam. And we did make sure that when you switch to high beams, that the low beams stay on also. So in the off-road application, you still want your up front lights, but you want to see farther down the road. So when we go to high beams, that would turn on both the high and low beams. So that will get you both of them on when you're into high. And obviously the glow here and the S and the outside perimeters will light up as the key ignition is on. They want LED? Well, I'll get you an answer what it is. And let me tell you right now, whatever it is what it is. Because it's not going to change. Now you want LEDs, obviously we know we have the light bars that are additional, very, very bright lights. But remember, these are supposed to be somewhat standard lighting with a high beam that gets you some distance as well. And then if you want something brighter, you go obviously to our Speed 50-inch and our Speed 20-inch that goes on the front bumper. They say projector style high beams and projector style low beams. Perimeter marker light, which is this light here again. And there it is off and there it is on. You can see the two differences. And as you see, this one here does not have the outside light on, and there's the center light lit and non-lit. And here is the tail lights. That is nothing on. And it lights up I believe it lights up as a red. I'm pretty sure when it's on, that's just sitting there standard. But when it's lit up, I believe it lights the perimeter light. And then when you go to the brake light, it turns everything on. And the side of it has the amber, where if you look at other manufacturers, they have the sticker there. We'll have the sticker as well as the reflector. But we also gave a side light because our lights don't just end up in the back of the vehicle. They wrap around the side of the bed. This is a production unit. We showed some of these photos on Instagram. That's why I said we've shown some of these. Are we going to switch over to the video? Yep, hang on. I'll go adjust that camera here. But the welds, I'm very, very pleased with the welds. And remember, we're going to get another stab at it from here. So if you guys are recognizing things on this car, I promise you we've recognized them already. And we're going to work to make sure that this is the finest manufactured vehicle in the industry as a production vehicle. Obviously, we all know that there's our guys here at the shop here can TIG weld. There's a bunch of really good guys in the industry can TIG weld as well. But we're talking about, a $30,000 car. We're not talking about a $120,000 Dakar car like I posted a little bit earlier today. These are $30,000 production cars. And in the range of 30. You can obviously modify it to get to wherever you want to get. I'll flick my camera over to get to this one so we can play the video. And I'll try to zoom in.
You can take it right up there.
There we go. We're good. Go ahead. This is one of our, like I said, it's a pre-production car. This one is for fitment of all production parts. And at the end of the week here, hopefully we'll see it with with plastics on it. You see the gear shifter, the mechanical front locking front diff shifter, and the sequential shifter for the 3 gears. Rear suspension. This has the 3 receivers welded in for the 3 different tire positions for the rear of the car, and that supports the bed. This one has a radiator in it as well. Has the bottom chassis structure of the rear end, but not obviously the engine. Fuel cells in it. The door hinges are there, and obviously the front end, front diff, shocks. Pretty excited about this. We'll play it one more time. Front diff has the production rack in it. This is the cast front end with the receivers and the proper speed bolts and speed shocks and speed wheels and speed brakes, speed seats, speed steering wheel. Seat belts are not in, but the seat belt mounts are. I saw those in the rear. Brake pedal is mounted in there. There is the front diff locking. There's a sequential shifter. It is a 3-speed CVT sequential. You can shift it on the fly. It's got little Nerf bars on it to protect the components hang outside. Double shear sway bar. I believe that's first in the industry where all pivot points on the front and rear bars are in double shear. Spare tire mounting for inside the bed. We've talked about that. You get 3 positions. You can lower your gate down and put it in the back. All right, I'll get back into this and adjust back over to this screen, and I'll catch up over with my iPad where I can share this with you. Welds look rough. You must be looking at a different weld than we are. Here, let me walk this over there to you just so you can kind of see what we're thinking. So remember, this is a production car, and are you telling me that looks rough? I don't know a Can-Am or Polaris that has any welds like that done by a factory. And that's a cast piece that has tube mounts that weld into it. That looks pretty clean to me. All those welds look pretty clean to me down there. Those tube welds look pretty good to me over there. I don't know if you've taken the plastic off a Can-Am or Polaris. I suggest you do if you're going to comment about these welds. All right, that is, get up here close to the front diff. Now that is a cast front diff with all the components in it. And you can see right there is the double shear sway bar mount. As that locks in and goes through the diff as well. And I told you guys if I do see some welds are iffy, but even that weld right there, pretty darn good for production welds, guys. These are robots that are putting these together. And I'm going to tell you right there, that is pretty sporty. Steering rack, production rack is in there. A forged end that ties the rack to the ram because it does have a hydraulic ram. Dual stage shocks, internal bypass, massive reservoirs, compression and rebound adjustable. Double shear brake pedal mount. Step on my cord here. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but the brake pedal itself, it's in a double shear mount and it goes all the way through. Daniel switched positions here on me, but right there. What are you laughing at over there, Rob? D-shaped steering wheel. Chasing the camera. It's over here. It's over there. Now this weld here, I'll give you that. See that weld right there? Trust me. We know about it. We see it. We have eyes. We're paying attention here. And our goal is to make the best car we can. So pretty happy with where we're at. We'll work on a couple of these things and only make them better. But we are showing you guys stuff that no other manufacturer in the industry has ever showed you before. You get what you get when it hits the dealer floor with the other companies. We will be taking some calls here in a little bit longer. So Daniel showed the video on that screen. I walked up, brought you in close. These will be posted. This is obviously the front end of the cars rolling down through the final assembly of production cars. You've seen prototype cars tested, but this here is pretty darn good. Tires, shocks, fuel tank. Daily updates. We give you daily updates on social media of where we're at, and then we give you a breakdown, week down show every week.
Zoom in on those tires again. Show people the
Tires, yeah, let's come over to tires. Look at that. Sporty tread. We've had very, very good luck. We've got over 2,500 miles on tires throughout testing on the same set of tires because we wanted to keep running them and see how long they would run for. They've been to Baja, they've been to Glamis, they've been to Parker, they've been through the goat trail in Parker, they've been down the sand washers, gravel roads, they've been on dynos. We have used them up, and very happy with where we're at on the 32-inch speed tire. We had to make a custom steering wheel. So as you see the steering wheel here, very similar to like the new Corvette steering wheel. The reason for that is we wanted the width to give you the ability to hold yourself in the car, but we wanted to have a big opening to be able to see the big screen. If we put a round steering wheel on it, you can't see through the screen. Obviously, when you turn the steering wheel, it's going to block it. But when you're going straight, at least you can get a vision at your 10-inch screen. Engines, we'll go through it just one more time for the newbies. 999cc, 2-cylinder, 998 bore, 66.2 millimeter stroke, 225 horsepower on E91. This package, as a package, weighed 156 pounds. On E85, it makes 300 horsepower. So almost 2 horsepower per pound on the engine. Is that right? 2 horsepower per pound? Yeah. Yep, 2 horsepower per pound. Integrated serpentine belt. Another thing new to the UTV industry with an alternator and hydraulic power steering. And a serpentine belt, not a V-belt, with idlers and adjustable torsion connector there. 3-speed sequential gearbox, speed gearbox, 3-speed sequential. And this is obviously the shift mechanism that draws on that. So this is our speed gearbox here. And it's integrated in and ties the whole CVT cover all into one, in an aluminum CVT cover. Front output. And the sequential is inside there that allows it to shift. Front diff from CAD over here to full cast part here. Before, you guys have seen the billet parts, and everybody kept asking, where's the cast parts, where's the cast parts? There you are, production cast part, and you just saw it in the car. These are the clutches. So the clutches on the right were some of the clutches we did our initial testing with. These are our forged clutches. As you see, there had to be a few changes made to be able to make a forging. Both Dave and Alan from TAP are ecstatic with what they're seeing for clutches. And there is there's the original TAP clutch, and here is the TAP Speed UTV clutch over here on the left. Big bearings, big seals, idler bearings on the outside, big shafts, cooling fans, proper heat treat on the sheaves, so they'll keep them from wearing out easy. There's a lot of stuff that's gone into these, and more clutch pictures. They have been, when we received the clutches from the manufacturer, we sent them off and had them tested at TAP, and they are ready to start getting some miles on it. So we're excited about doing that as well. But they have put them on their dyno that they have and run all the levers and fingers and make sure all the weights are the same, and production versus full CNC, production, forged, and then remachined. Cbt Enclosure. For the people that have not seen this, this is the Cbt Enclosure here. Primary clutch, wind tunnel heading down to the secondary, sends it out over to the exhaust. These are where our bearings are received in the outside housing, and this is an aluminum housing with a lot of structure to keep those CVTs from getting pulled together, keep better belt alignment, better cooling. The aluminum actually cools better than the plastic. It has a quicker dissipation of heat, as well as this little wind tunnel program that we built in there, and then we send it off to the exhaust from there. So you'll be seeing some of these here pretty soon. Kind of an inside view of what it looks like and how it flows and what happens. It exits the air back over there and over the top of the diff and onto the exhaust housing. Places the clutches in double shear. First manufacturer as a production vehicle to be double shear clutches. There's so many firsts in this vehicle, and I know a lot of people kind of laughed at us in the beginning and said, how are you going to do this and how are you going to do that? Well, same way we built a trophy truck back in 1993. Just do it, and do it by experience. And we've got a good group of guys and a lot of off-road experience in this facility. Rob Harris getting a little close to the El Jefe flying through the Arizona desert over here. Rob, were you thinking you're in Baja? You wanted to slap the tire like some of the boys down there? Or what were you thinking?
That wasn't as close as the night where you almost ran me over.
Wasn't it? Well, what was that? I mean, that right there looks like you are. I mean, if that's not almost run you over, I don't know what is. The things we do when we test and to go for the shot. And as you see, Rob here was going for the shot. I don't think he thought that I was going to fly over the top of him. I think he was looking for something maybe about 6 inches of air and came through at about 85 miles an hour and flew for a good 100 feet or so. But
Video's on our video. You can go see it.
sure looks close to me.
It's a wide angle lens, dude.
I never even saw you. Look where I'm sitting. I don't even see you down there.
They missed the shot before we high-fived.
The shot before we high-fived. Perfect. But there's the back of it. I really do like the way the whole back of the vehicle flows, the way it went down from the side of the bodywork into the number plates, which are the air intakes, into the CV2 cooler, into the air filter, with the true bed in the back of it. Pretty awesome. So go ahead, take a couple calls tonight, 704-949-1255. Let's go third caller tonight is getting a gift. Any caller that has a Speed UTV is getting a t-shirt. Thank you very much. Oh, missed it. Keep calling. I'll get you when I get to you.
You just have to hit the speaker again, just the X there, Robbie. Just hit that thing now.
Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. You're caller number one. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Having a good night. It's a little hot here in the room, but we're starting to get some temperature back here in North Carolina again.
Yeah, well, I'm out here in Arizona, so I got plenty.
You got plenty. You got all the temperature. Can I get your master number?
950.
950. Jeffrey?
That's it.
All right, cool. What size are you?
Double X.
XXL. Thank you. Thanks for calling in. What do you think of tonight's show? And any questions?
Yeah, no, I had thought really good show tonight. I had a couple questions. I asked you once before. I've ordered a windshield, and I was wondering, have you guys done any more testing with windshields and those kind of things?
So far, the testing we've done has been obviously it was late spring, and it was warm. I mean, it was when we were down at San Felipe, it was 90 degrees, and it really depends on what your riding's going to be. If it's a wintertime out of Glamis, no issues whatsoever. Arizona, no issues during the Arizona winter. Arizona summer at 75 or 80 mile an hour, we don't have that yet, but there's no reason we won't have it real soon.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Yeah. And then again, you might want some air in the summertime, but the windshield will be easily removable. So it won't be a fixture that when you put it on, you can't ever remove it. Basically, the whole, we'll show that next week's show. It's all done and modeled and all that, so we can show that. And you guys can take a look at that, but it'll be something that'll be, you'll loosen up your top roof bolts and you'll unclip it at the bottom and literally you can take the whole windshield out.
Great.
All right.
And my other question real quick is on ground clearance. So you've adjusted the ride height a lot on the El Jefe compared to when you first started playing around with the El Diablo. What do you think ground clearance is going to be at ride height?
Well, it depends, and you're asking a very, very difficult question, because if I put 4 100-pound people in it or 4 kids in the thing, it's gonna go down an inch and a half. The number I want to use for customers is, and they're adjustable. The spring perches are adjustable, so I suggest that you put your passengers in it, because if you put 4 250-pound people in it, you're putting 1,000 pounds of payload in the vehicle, and it's going to change your ride height, which is going to change your bypass tubes. So the number we're working on right now is 15.5 inches with people in it, and that's 15.5 inches to the ground. Now, to get that, you might have to be in the 17.5 range before you put passengers in the vehicle. But we will explain how to do that for you guys and put the whole process up and give you a whole setup of ideal situation. Now, there's a lot of people who are going to buy the car and go drive it, and they would really never know the difference. But the rebound and compression obviously changes with position. So if you put 1,000 pounds people and you're riding around at 13 inches ride height, you're riding around with a lot more compression than someone that would be sitting at that 15.5, because they're sitting right in that plus zone.
Great.
I hope that makes sense, and I will explain more about shocks as we get closer to this, and we will give the how-to videos when the car is released.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was a good question there, talking about ride heights, and obviously the ride height is an important part of this. And if you watch our trophy trucks, they definitely change when the fuel comes out of the back of them. Oh, thought I had one coming. I'm not grabbing them quick enough. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. You're caller number 2. How's it going? Yes.
Hi.
T-shirt for you. What size?
Awesome. 3X.
3X. All right, cool. You're going to put a little bit of preload in your car too.
Oh, absolutely. I plan on it.
Perfect. What's your master number, bud?
I'll give it to you right now. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
Will the suspension, or will you guys be offering limiting straps for the suspension?
Wait. What was the question? One more time.
Limiting straps for the suspension.
Limiting straps. What do you want those for?
Well, basically, like when your suspension droops down too much, where let's say you caught some air.
Yeah.
You don't want to put it extra stretching it out.
Okay, so I will give you some insight of what our shocks have, and later on, when the guys give me the okay of explaining it to you, we have hydraulic bump stops built into our shocks as droop stops. So there's a hydraulic droop out cup that we built into it, and that will slow the shock down the last 1.5 inches of travel, so it doesn't just bang. It'll hydraulically droop itself back down. So they're built into the shocks. Now, if people want to put limit straps on, obviously that's something you guys are more than welcome to. We are not going to offer that as a component, and there's no reason to do it with the shocks that we built.
That's awesome. Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. It's a good question. And a lot of people, master number, please.
2652.
2652. And can I get your first name?
Antonio.
Antonio. Good question tonight. And a lot of people have asked that question because they walk over to the front of my trophy truck, and we've been doing this now for about 20 years. And they look at it and they're like, "Where's the limit straps?" And we don't need a limit strap the way we developed and designed the shocks. And there's been a lot of people that have copied our shock technology, like Fox Shocks have done a lot of copying of our technology back in the day. And obviously, this is stuff that we had internal bypass shocks before Fox was making off-road shocks.
Well, it makes sense. If anybody could really engineer something to get this out like that, it would be you guys. So
Well,
that's why I put my money down on you guys, and I appreciate all the shows, and thank you very much, sir.
hey, great questions tonight. Appreciate it, and look forward to riding with you soon, bud. So pay attention. We'll give you more details every week. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Kind of funny when you think about it. We had internal bypass shocks before Fox even made off-road shocks. Car shocks. Let me clarify that. They made motorcycle shocks. They did not make car shocks when we were making internal bypass. Waiting for the next caller, and this will be the winner tonight. Hang on a second. Missed it. Maybe the next one. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Dogs. Norm, you can't win.
I gotta win.
All right, Norm, you can win. You get a front light bar.
Gotta win.
20-inch curved front light bar.
Probably already has one.
You got a light bar on the front of it or no?
I got the 50-inch.
All right. Well, now you got a 20 as well. So, yep. And I'm
I don't even know which master number he wants it on. He's got a couple
yeah. What
master numbers.
you got more cars than I do. What one you want?
I got 6 of them. Put it on 1201.
1201 is getting a front light bar. And are you a 4X nowadays, or are you still just a 2X?
Okay. Well, war's on now.
Hey, I know. I'm closing into the double X. All right, knock it off.
Hey, I want to know what happens if we run 35s on that thing?
To run 35s on it clears the front. We will have a rear fender trim. One thing the 35s will do, it gives you a little more ground clearance, but right now the rear fender, and you've been in the car, I believe you've driven or ridden in the car before, Norm, but right now we are kissing the tire on a 32, which means we would trim the rear fender. We'll do a nice trim line that'll follow it all the way through, and that'll clear a 35.
Cool.
And
hey, I want to let you know, everything on that car is awesome.
well, thank you.
I can't think of one thing that I would change.
Well, we've we burn the midnight oil. You've been out there when we're testing it, at midnight there in Arizona. We've taken this project very, very serious, and we will continue all the way to the finish line.
Yeah, I got guys now calling me, begging me for spots
Yeah.
on my cars.
Well,
I
Buy
go
some
down
more,
spots.
Norm.
yeah. Well, now unfortunately, there's a lot of guys that turn the cars in, and they're going to be looking at some rear view lights for sure.
Well, let me just tell you, if anybody wants to sell their spot, I'll buy another one.
You'll buy another one. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much, Norm.
Again,
Stay on my way.
Hey, I got guys that complain about things every once in a while, and next time they complain, I'm going to say, all right, that car's going to Norm. We're done.
Yeah, send it my way. I'll buy it tomorrow.
All right. Hey, Norm, what size? Are you a medium?
2X.
2X. All right. We got, look at this package we got tonight. We had all 3 collars, all double X's. We got some heavy hitters here, man. All right, cool.
That was when you're on the river.
Hey, how is Sundance? I'm very, very jealous that we have not been there this summer. How is it going?
It's nice. It's hot.
Hot. How hot is it there in Parker today?
Right now it's nice. It's kind of monsoony, cloudy.
All right, cool. Well, thanks you for everything, Norm. Appreciate your support, bud.
Yeah, hey, just like I said, I'll take whatever one anybody wants to give up.
All right, cool. Any other questions on the car or what you saw tonight? Obviously, windshield will show windshield next week. That'll go on the topic for next week. Anything
Are you going to come out with a half windshield?
we will have a half windshield as well. We don't have it yet, but we will have a half windshield. Obviously, that'll be a lot less than the full glass enclosure, but the The full glass enclosure is a whole windshield, and obviously you know how nice that is in the wintertime.
Yeah, because the half windshield will be good in the summertime.
Exactly. Yep.
Runners.
Yep, for sure, 100%.
On the 500?
Yes, we'll be down at the 500. You going down there too?
Yeah, I'll be down there Tuesday before the race.
All right, awesome. Look forward to catching up with you.
Okay, Matt, take care. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, that's going to be it for tonight. I know it was a short and sweet show, but there's a lot of cool parts that came in. Still looking at this picture with Rob Harris. And Rob, I mean, you've been hanging out in Mexico way too long. Back up the course, all right? I know you want that up front shot, but Jesus, I think that thing almost took the camera out of your hand.
Very close.
Very close.
Do it for the gram.
Huh?
You gotta do it for the gram.
Do it for the gram. What's the gram?
Instagram.
Got to do it for the. Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. Trust me, this Instagram stuff is not worth it, guys. Chill out. Relax. Peace out. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.